Hi guys, it's Laura from Coffee and Christ. I'm here with my takeaways from chapter 7 of Crazy Love by Francis Chan. Hope you're reading along with me this week. So this chapter is entitled Your Best Life Later, right? And so focusing on our treasures are in heaven, not here. It's not about having or buying the biggest, coolest car or house or whatever the case may be, but instead devoting all of our time, our energy, and our finance to God, right? And so one time in a sermon, I want to say I was a teenager and I heard a sermon, and the preacher was talking about tithing, right? Giving 10% of your income to God. And he said, if you are giving 10% of your income, are you giving 10% of your time to God, right? If there's 24 hours in a day, are you giving 10% of those hours to God? Right? Maybe you are. Or maybe you're thinking, that's a lot. I have other commitments. So this chapter was really interesting to me in a lot of ways. And I have to admit, each chapter in this book gets more and more and more convicting, right? A large emphasis of this chapter was about giving of our finances, right? And the reason we give of our finances, our time, our energy, isn't to earn our way into heaven, earn God's forgiveness, earn his love, right? Or repay him for the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross. No, we do it because we love him so much, right? We love him so much we can't help but do these things and be on fire for him. And so it shouldn't feel like, oh, I'm required to do these things. Oh, I'm under compulsion, right? No one likes empty compliments, right? And I think I may have talked about this last chapter. If my husband doesn't even look at me and he's like, "Oh, you look nice," I would be so offended. I would rather he not give me a compliment than give me a half-hearted compliment. And I think that God kind of feels the same way, right? Like, we don't need to just phone in, "Oh, well, I showed up at church. Oh, I went and I helped, but I really was miserable and didn't want to be there the whole time at some activity." God knows our hearts, right? And so just a lot of this chapter was about giving of our finance, right? You don't need the next, oh, this is that jet. I hope you can still hear me. You don't need the next cute pair of shoes. You don't need a bigger house, right? You don't. What you need, right, is to give God your energy, your time, and your finances. And I'm not asking for money here, right? I don't have it set up any way for you to contribute to the Coffee and Christ ministry. This is an emphasis of the chapter, and I feel it really aligns with the Bible, right? Right. So give of your means. That's part of how you worship God. That's part of how you honor God, right? It's part of how you honor God is through action. It would be crazy to say, I love God, or let's even boil it down a little bit smaller, to say, I am a Christian, but no, I take no action, right? If somebody told you that, you would go, what? What? Right? It would boggle your mind. In this chapter, Francis talks about when Jesus did the miracle with the loaves and the fish, and he gave them to the disciples to pass out to the crowds. The crowds could have held on to those loaves and fish and said, "Whew, I was hungry," right? Like, you guys fend for yourself. But that would have been crazy, right? God can do so much more with what we give. And it's not about how rich we are, right? Whether we are well off or not, we are still commanded to give. And I think that's an act of faith. So my hope is that you're reading along with me, you're commenting on this. I love your feedback on this Bible study and this book. I'm looking forward to us wrapping up this book in about 3 more weeks. And then I'm excited to announce the next one. But lots of great things in store. I love you, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye.